Hello, everybody. Welcome back. And we want to wish you again a happy new year. Hopefully, you're doing good and doing great. We were discussing here what should we talk about today, and it came out a very good energy about uh, to sharing with you, practicing union, practice this unifications, with particularly within relationship, but practicing where practicing can everywhere and the energies and the thinking process. But most kind of like a benefit it is within the 3D. So this is what we are going to be talking about today. If you are here and you have a questions or you have a questions, you can post it below the video. But I think that the society needs a little bit to understanding this internal process for better happy life. This is kind of like the why situations, and hopefully we're going to give you some good nuggets right now. We're going to give you some good vibes, good energies, good positiveness. And that can help on some of you. Even if you are without a partner, you can take that experience and apply it to yourself first. Okay, applying to yourself first, and we are going to be taking it from there to all kind of like help you out as much as we can on this. And with that being said, I give you the mic to Paulina.
Hi everyone. Yeah, it's gonna be a good topic because we're gonna be going back a little bit to this main reason why we are here in this journey as a twin flames, as a spiritual beings, and the union that it's given to us as a end goal. It's not really an end goal. It's the outcome of this process. It's not a final step. It comes to you as a result of your inner work or your individual process. So whether or not you're with your with your partner, with your twin flame, it doesn't really matter because that's a natural progression of the events. It's gonna be externalized. It's gonna be mirrored to you once you reach your inner union. We were talking quite a bit of time last few days about this masculine and feminine unions. How do we understand this? And as a reminder, it's like you really can get there. You just need to balance out your internal masculine sides, masculine traits, and feminine traits, and don't be caught up with our labeling in terms of a gender. It's like really those are characteristics that we both have to have, and once we master them to the like 90%, 95%, it's good enough to start externalizing it. So attracting the right people, right tribe, right circumstances that will be matching your inner union. So that's why it's always good reminder, because people are putting this image of union with another person on a pedestal, and they will be guiding themselves just based on that, instead of really trying to see by themselves, are they really in union? Do they feel balanced? Do they feel that their life is in union in general first, before you have an addition of extra person coming to your life to complement this union that you manifest?
Hi, well, glad to see you here. A long time not hearing from you, but I'm happy to see you here. Happy New Year to you. Um, the here is kind of like I'm going to take out from what Paulina said, to put that person in the pedestal. See, we spoke about this. I spoke about this even in my main channel, even before we were connecting with Paulina, about put that person in the pedestal. You basically trying to do everything that you're trying to do just to get to the person, without have the reasoning from within yourself, your personal development there to get to their level. And you start going out, you start going, getting some energies, start reading, you start listening videos, you start copying what other people did. So you want to see how to do that without the internal uh, evaluations that has been done. And that from that evaluations is coming what you need to do there. Why did that happen? I mean, we operating from the old codependency in a way of programming there. Uh, don't label the connections in any way. Okay, the labels is going to be kind of like a put you on a spot of different when you're trying to figure out what is your connection is there. Okay, a lot of the people they put in karmic spiritual. He's my karmic twin. He's my twin flame. He's my soulmate. He's my whatever. There, it's a connection. Okay, that's all you have to do. It's a connection there, and with this connection you're looking at the inside of you what can help you with this. So into the codependency issues and there you're kind of like a back and forth of I need you, I need him, or this inner kind of like a base of operation survival of the needs. Okay, while the union right now, the way you see it is, for example, me balancing my feminine, my masculine energies, and they are in the interdependence in me. Okay, and it's right there. I'm not operating of the needs. We are operating from understanding and awareness. So now that brings that unifications of the masculine energies within me, and then she does her masculine and feminine energies in interdependence within her. Now, all these energies, they're creating this interdependence with our combined interdependence in there. And now you're going to be able to practicing, particularly this energy, because it doesn't operate from the needs. It operates from a destiny, a path that you're trying to follow there to coming towards you. So you're walking as you're walking on the path comes towards you as you go and walking on the path. So with these energies there, even if you not within yourself, take a look at what is your dependency of that person. Okay, because when you put them in the pedestal in there, you're forgetting about you. For them, for within you, you put them as an replacements of this higher state within. You allow to whatever you feel that they control, they those things, they get in there, and then you're forgetting about you. So this personal interdependence between your feminine and masculine energies, they are going to be leading a practice in this. And where you're going to practice, you're going to be practice when the things comes up in all kind of like a situations. Maybe there's emotional, psychological, physical, material world. You see, there's going to be the situations where you are actually beginning to practice, and when you practice it, you understanding all this process. Why did this happening to you? Why did this happening at that particular event within yourself? That life just moved you out from your comfort zone there and set you on this spiritual soul-based love connection there. And you get in it now because you, as Paulina said, when you get above the 90%, now you really are ready to perform it and see what is the rest of the 10% is missing within you there. But is the beauty on that is when the two personal interdependence get united. They create another additional interdependence. But overall, this is going to be coming up with balancing everything within life. And as a practice, let's say, for example, before you didn't like something, before something was bad, before you're discussing something, now you're discussing, but your discussions is coming from the both feminine and masculine perspective. They're coming in and you're talking of how from the positive actions, but also you're not discarding the negative positions within this. So you operate a totally new, beautiful, peaceful discussions that comes in and leads to a practical performance into the 3D.
Mhm.
So,
No, that's a new template for those relationships, right? Because we are not meant to operate from the space of lack that you need something from certain person. It's just I have so much myself that I want to share it. Like I'm just I've developed all those masculine traits and all those feminine traits. I'm providing, I'm caring, I'm strong, I'm courageous, like all of these mixes that you can get either from masculine and feminine side. They are in perfect balance, and you created your own personal field, and it's abundant. You just have so much, and it's in such a perfect balance that you want to emit that or imitate that even further. And as an extension of this process, as we were talking, that's when you start attracting right people. But that's not going to be based on luck. You're not going to be looking for people either to get them back or so they can provide something for you, because you're going to be able to provide everything you need. So your inner masculine will be perfectly capable to take care of your inner feminine. So anything that you would be requiring from the partner, you're going to be able to develop by yourself. And as a result, you're not going to be entering the relationships from this need or fear that you cannot be on your own, that you need someone to feel more complete in this earth to achieve whatever is here to achieve. You're going to be more mindful about who you have next to you. And those are conscious relationships that it's all about, right? Like, just you have more than enough for yourself, and you're perfectly happy with your path. And as a result of this happiness, you bring more happiness your way. That is purely by the love in another person. So I think that's why it's so important just to not try to assign yourself more as like we talked about it already, not this divine feminine, this connection or divine feminine. You have to be both, and you have to be able to master those both sides, because once in a relationship, you're going to be asked to perform as a both sides. Sometimes you're going to be asked to act as a unified being, but sometimes you're going to be asked to perform more like feminine. And it's not up to you to judge, or really, this is not a complex process that you have to understand. It's just different situations in life, they will be shown that you have to act not according to set standard. Maybe you're going to be taking over a more masculine role within the relationship, even though you're a woman. And you have to be comfortable with that, because those are new templates. That's how the energy wants to be processed. That's how it wants to be manifested. So we can clear those, oh, there is only one way to live the relationship. We are creating those new templates so that you can be your true self. So that's why it's important to kind of use this time to master out those type, and don't be afraid of any of those sites, because we have a lot of people maybe don't want to engage with, as a woman, let's say, too much with masculine energies, because maybe in the past they lost their balance within all that, or they maybe rejected fully their feminine parts, and because they had to protect themselves. So just inviting to experiment with those, and don't reject any of those sides, and just get out of this idea of labeling, because really the life will be orchestrating. And that's kind of touching on the topic about those redirections. The universe always orchestrates situations that you can practice both sides and just play with them.
Talking about these redirections, and as Paulina was saying there, when you get into this interdependence with both of you, you're in the interdependence with your counterpart interdependence, there inside is kind of like an automatically you're going to be using and perform, let's say, the beautifications of the both positive and the negatives in there, but there's going to be this beautiful unification inside, because for example, I can use my feminine energy that is there, she can brings the masculine perspective, okay, and now her masculine perspective can comes in from her feminine intuition, while my feminine side with intuition is coming in from this masculine authority that it's coming. And now, when we both look at it, what we have to do, what we have to achieve, or what we need to perform there, that energy of that interdependence that it's coming as an energy, it creates the beautifications. But in that beautifications, there is peace, there is love, there is care. Everything that you need, it's there. And when those energies are mixed within the proper communications, when everything gets better, you are not anymore this frustrated. You're not anymore this anxious. You're not anymore like, even if something goes wrong, that power that I'm trying to tell you, the things that we're telling you, when you practice at the unit, you understand that with over time, you're going to be able to create it and make whatever the things are. And with that, you understand the power of what was it, and the goodness and the hidden and the health and the sickness, you're all together, right? This kind of like a marriage thing that comes in, but you actually practice it. As that practice, the things is going to come in the material life. Maybe there is adjustments that needs to be done. Maybe something needs to be adjusted. Okay, the one can adjust this, the other can adjust it, but that interdependence is going to be a very powerful and it's going to perform. And then from the awareness and understanding, giving that additional energy, knowledge, power, um, I would say a lot of wisdom in this. And the performance, when you perform it into the material world, it's get absolutely balanced, wise, uh, between the both individual and the energies within the 3D. And think that situations that it's coming, all of a sudden they are fixed. And you see the fruit of the whole this inner work that you did. But then you see the fruits as the union is progressing and you're going for the next and the next, you're going together. And that's is a very beautiful, because it's giving you not only the, I would say, security, but it is giving you this inner power that this will sustain itself because you sustain yourself.
Mm.
So it's a very beautiful.
Yeah, the stability, it's that's how you introduce it, because you believe in your own self, because you've developed this self-belief. But as long as you see the separation phase, that you're really given this time to work on yourself, to develop whatever is missing in you, so you can feel like you belong to the world. You know, you are in here not to be constantly in a state of fear, or there's always someone who wants to get you, and it's you always have to find someone to protect you and all that. If you will be in this mindset, like there is no way that you're gonna be attracting the right person to your field, because you're not operating in the right state. So you have to get out of this bubble. And the only way to do that, if we are talking about those situations, is to really develop your own inner masculine, that you, these powers that will be making you feel safe. So it's all about giving you sense of safety in the world, sense of freedom, that you're not dependent on any relationships. You're perfectly capable to go through the life on your own. There is no need, there is no requirements that you're going to be providing for yourself no matter what. So this is those skills that we need to practice, because there will be moments in your life that you need to process those energies on your own. And the only way to properly even process those energies is to bring you to this state of peace and state of acceptance, that that's the period that you're operating with. You're being given the space, time, and you see any part of those journeys as a blessings. That's the only way to really take the whole benefit from the journey, because you cannot have both. You cannot be grateful and get all those benefits and really upgrade within the connection and within your journey, and at the same time wishing for something different and being unhappy and miserable and complain about your journey. So it's like this is those two, even like a timeline that you're choosing, or maybe the scenarios that you're choosing within your own journey. And you can make these choices any minute, even if you're right now listening and you have these issues that you hate your journey, because sometimes it's very negative. If you're in this state, know that there's always this choice that you can make, and try to do it differently, even for like 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Try to think about your journey different way. Try to see it as something that happened to you for your own benefit, and If you don't see the benefit, try to dig deeper. Like, why does it really happen this way? And what are you really benefiting from? Isn't it really maybe some kind of preparation for the next stages that you can already sense inside, but you're resisting? So that's good exercise to really be stubborn. I already said that once, like persistent with any opportunity or situation that is being brought to you, whether it's their redirection, things are not going your way. Don't judge it. Just try to see, okay, instead of complaining, I can better maybe see it from a different angle. Maybe there is something that I can learn thanks to this. Maybe I can try different things. Maybe my soul wanted to experience different flavor of this situation, because that's how we progress faster. Instead of sitting in this old for like months or years, there are different scenarios, but just to really try to make yourself move faster to this process.
Here's the one thing that Paulina was talking here. I'm going to go a little bit in depth, but most of you probably already know this. But there is a difference between knowing and applying. I want to be talking to you a little bit about the law of attraction. And that's what Paulina was saying. You are attracting what you are. So when you begin to think negative about your twin flame, you're attracting that negativity. When you begin to complain why in the morning and getting stuck for years and years, and it's like he doesn't do his job, and so you need to understand that inner wisdom about they to do their own job. That's their own path to do it, not yours. And if you're waiting for them there, this is like you have to go to the shopping store with them, and they never came out of the house. We have to go shopping food. What are you going to do? Can you be able to go shop on your own? You see, with that law of attractions in there, when you start complaining and moaning, you attracting people who are whining, complaining, and moaning, and you living within a drama, which is most of the twin flames. Really, they do this because they want to find out the way. We've been there. We recognize it, this drama and the trauma that is coming and related to this, and we understand. You need to go to the store. You can go in the store by yourself. You give the freedom to your partner, but at the same time, your partner practices this codependence. You don't have to be codependent on your partner to really come out of the house. Come with you so you can get a shot. If they don't, if they cannot, why? You can be able to do it on your own. So your own inner work, your own process of those energies, as Paulina said there, is going to be putting you out that law of attractions. In when you changing your perspective about this, when are you changing, particularly when you're within partner within energies, there you give also the freedom of your partner. Okay. Your partner is like, I need to go out for a walk, or I need to get this, or we need to. If the partner wants to choose it, they do it on their own. You're not even telling them if they don't. You're not. No. They're choosing. And that is a practicing this energy. You're not doing from because you have to, you must, it needs to. Which is a lot of the people in the soul connections. Oh, well, we are the twin flames. They must be, they have to. You're still codependent. You set a regulations in there about it. Those regulations, they come from this requirement. You try to regulate it, the union, while the union itself, it's freedom, it's interdependence. And if you don't feel free within the connections, you don't understanding there. See, the freedom of love, of choosing the choices of love are coming in there. And when you operate from that state, you will understand the love. What is that union that comes in? You practice that love. When you're practicing that love, yeah, there's going to be some situations. Yes, there's going to be some things. There's going to be some triggers on there. But when you already operate with that, you understand where they came from. There is the old and process energies. They're going to come and arise up. but the both you sharing those energies that comes in and they're healing. Okay, now you're both taking care of the issues without having this demanding, pushing, needing, and controlling or any manipulations. Now there is the freedom within the relationship, because love is supposed to be free. And when you're getting into the material world, you're practicing this. You have a lot of choices because now you're able to understand the both masculine and feminine energies within you, but you now understand the both positive and the all both negative sides of the both feminine and masculine. Because when you start having an objections, you start having operate from fears, and there, this, let's say, for example, this masculine energies of protections, of like, yeah, we'll build this, we have to have this, and the feminine intuition, the positive feminine intuition, is coming in from it, and it says like, look at yourself, why are you so weak within this? Go into your courageous masculine energy. Now there's courageous masculine energies that comes in and they rise up, and that helps. You do this from within you, but when you do this within your partner, is a whole another level of expansions of the growth of the energy and the field. And now the things that comes in, they're beginning to attract different energies, different fields. Fields, as Paulina said, we are creating in these new templates. You will understand these new templates, how they're operated. There won't be a perfect, but there will be a right. And you're going to find out the right thing and the hard thing. Sometimes it's the same thing. And you're wondering why it's hard. It's not hard, actually, when you have this interdependence union. Even if it's hard, you both understand it, what it's going to take it. You operate like, we're going to like it. That's everything's going to work. And then everything is just, and then the love is opened up. It's like a flower that it comes in and blooms. It's like you've been waiting for this flower to blooming, but you're like, no, it's gonna be okay. And now the flower is blooming. And the more this is coming there, you understand that what you're thinking, that's what you attract there. So that's
And
what
even talking about the freedom, Dio was saying a lot to give freedom to your connection to choose their things. If they want to go that way, you don't chase, you allow those things. But the way I see it, like the more freedom you can really exercise and just allow people to be their own way and any way that they want to manifest in 3D in your experience, you're giving this freedom to yourself. If you really start seeing this from this perspective, that anytime you if you really start seeing this from this perspective, that anytime you decide to put someone else higher in terms of your importance in your field than yourself, you're you're taking from your freedom because you're not free to do your journey you want. You're not allowing yourself to take a little bit different road than what other people were saying. Because what common template or this common belief system is like once you get connected, you just have to be forever and ever. And I was just being reminded that this is this multi-layer experience that we are having, and you really don't know who is your twin, like who is this expression of who is this proper human being that it's meant to continue fully embrace this twin flame experience. And the only way to get there is really to give freedom first. Yes, the other person to make their own choices and allow to go their ways as many times as they have to, as many people it needs to involve within your experience for this twin flame journey to properly manifest. And that's why we are talking about so many templates. Don't try to focus or maybe follow one certain path because you don't know which path is for you. So that's why we are talking about those different layers, because it's you as a twin flame, you're being asked to find yourself in every possible situation, to make your peace with any stage of your individual journey. And as a result, since we know about this law of attraction, the more unified you become, that's what you're going to be attracting. And yes, you can call it your ultimate twin flame, you can call it your divine partner. This is just expression of this energy that you unified in yourself. And that's your reward. That's how the world is operates. But in order to get there, as I was saying, you need to give yourself this freedom to go through those next stages, next connections. Maybe this is the same connection, maybe it's not. So it really depends. But this process, it's really very similar. You can find the similarities, and the more we talk with people, there are certain steps that you have to overcome. But it all comes down to freedom. That's what we are learning here, to free ourselves from belief systems, from attachments to another people or to some certain material needs, because there is this whole higher spiritual purpose here, or maybe higher, bigger picture. You're not just here at Twin Flame, that this is your initiation here that opens you up to the whole picture of this journey. But as we were saying, at the core is always freedom. That's what the universe wants you to. If you identify anything that holds you back or creates this narrow path, like it asks you to think broader, to expand, and it can relate to other people's circumstances, any limits that you're putting on yourself.
Limits. See, when you put yourself within the limits, you're preventing yourself. You basically put yourself in a box. And with that box in there, do you have a piece within that box? Another thing there that that box can represent is a comfort zone. But the comfort zone, what is growing in there? Nothing pretty much. You're not going to be available within this. But when you are coming to practicing the union in there, you're going to be able to see that this box needs to be totally tear it apart and send it out for recycles energies. Okay, your limitations here, your own limitations. The worst thing that I see, and a lot of the people that I've been talking to, is they forcing their own limitations and they're projecting it within the dead twin flame. Okay, this kind of like a projections in there. There is no freedoms on there. You don't have the freedom. You want to be free with your twin flame. You got to give the freedom to yourself, as a Pauline say. And being free within the relationships. Let me remind you about this quote. Set the bird free. If he comes back, it's all yours. It's the same thing. Set that love to be free. Okay. And when you get into that energy, when the bird comes back to you, that is it when you get that love. But you practice it. You need to do something in a practical world. And that practice, it can be from something small, something big, to something huge. But you see, the life can put you to a lot of circumstances. But the more of those circumstances are overcome with both right now, you're going to be able to understand that the practicing what you've been preaching within yourself, because you taught yourself, and those patterns in there is helping you out. The worst thing that the people does is copy the belief system that whatever happens to a one set of twins is going to be happens to you. It is one of the worst mistakes what is the people does, because you copy something without the understanding. If you look at it there within a copy in the system, if you copy, you just put, let's say you take the names out with these people and you put your name and their name and you copy that energies to put it together, guess what? Nothing happens, right? But if you put that understanding a little bit in there, you begin to understand, oh, they begin to shift. And that personal shift helps in their personal shift in the spirit. The spirit helped them to evaluate within the soul. The soul helped it to develop the new energies ready for the union. But you just copy the energy without understanding. There's nothing happen. It's the same thing. But if you copy information, so let's say, for example, you're going to apply for a job, you're taking this perfect resume for this perfect person. You just the way they design it in there, you just change the name, you just change the things in there, and you have pretty much the same there, so you can get the job that you want. Do you understand that job? Probably not. You just copy it. Okay. And don't copy things within the twin flames journey. Don't assume there, because the assumptions lead you to these energies of failure, because you assume, because there is no freedom. Okay. There is no this power of understanding. Some people, they can read one sentence and they can write a book on the basis of that sentence. But some people can read that sentence and they're like, I don't understand it. I need to know more. And from that sentence, they can read the Library of Congress, they can read the Library of Vatican, and they're still not going to understand it because it's missing the inner understanding of AI. And this is what we're trying to tell you, that when you see things inside of you, it's about you, not about the other person. The other person makes that choice naturally, beautiful, without any of push, needs, or demanding. A lot of the people I see, they're demanding things from their twin flame. Did you ever hear about that? Forced love is not love, it is a torture. Are you torturing yourself? You see, that practicing in there within the twin flame is going to help you later on to do this. But the journey is going to be asking about with this. All right, Eva, since I focus on myself, my present being, I love and fully accept my experiences. I love my chakras, my planets I have, my plans, planets I have to support me. I love my energy and my energy with the universe. I feel whole and love feeling that, feeling my joy, peace, playfulness, and focus this more and more. Exactly. So when you get that interdependence within you, you're going to be attract somebody who's got their interdependence within themselves. If that is the right person, if they resonate with that energy, if they resonate with everything that you are, you're going to be naturally attracted. And this is why when you stop looking for a love, because you're looking for love because of your needs, you're going to be attracted proper love that you are. And then when you're practicing that love, you will understand how these old paradigms of the relationships and how fake they were. How come this drama theater is been played in the old ways of the relationships compared to what is been giving you a chance you to achieve this lifetime. But all begins again. Did you? Did you?
No, that's a good point. Thanks, Eva, for sharing. It's always good to have those confirmations because that's what sometimes we still forget, that this is our own individual journey. Whether or not you were connected for however long, at any point it can become again your individual journey that you have no one to continue with. But as long as you remember that you're never on your own, like you always have this energies that you can try to communicate, try to navigate with and cooperate with, you will realize that all of those things and moments, whether you have someone next to you or not, it's always temporary. At the same time, you will be practicing this non-attachment, even if you are with someone and you really practice your spirituality, you will be still being reminded you still have to practice non-attachment. And that's another stage. How are you building your relationships knowing that you should not be attached? You're supposed to be interdependent and keep your right balance. But I'm happy to see that, you're Eva just showing the example of it still can be productive periods, filling your own cup and just really practicing those connections and practicing your skills, practicing your gifts, and most importantly, finding this inner joy in life. That it's not based on, oh my God, I have my twin flame next to me. We finally reached the union. Because the more we are talking about it, I really don't like this idea that of something that has to be reached once and it's there and we keep it. it's a process. Like the union is never the end point, or it's just, are you able to create a balanced relationships at this given moment? That's your union, but you can lose it. You can lose it any moment, anytime you go to the wrong extreme. So it's your inner responsibility to keep your union, but in the proper stage. It's not just about getting in 3D and just taking those things for granted. But the more you put or fill your own cup first, you can be sure that it always benefits both people within the connection. And you're going to be reminded not to forget, and always have this time to withdraw to yourself and just seek your own guidance, seek your own intuition. Don't take those things for granted, and just constantly just kind of looking up for those energies. If we are talking about the spiritual journey, there's always a way to keep those energies incorporated in your experience.
There's a lot of more that is going to be coming out there. Your real life is going to begin after that union. You're trying to achieve a goal, okay, as a in a soul connections, and getting at that goal. Let's say that this is a like a little ball here that I'm holding. That is your union there, but that ball has to grow. It's the seed. Can you put it in a proper environment to grow? You see, this is what we are talking about. That after you get to this union, you gotta give that union a purpose, and you will understand the purpose for this union that it's been pushing. Because right now you're beginning a twirl in your life. That new life that it's gonna comes in, you strived for it, you got it, you reach it. But that ball is gonna be needing environment. It's gonna need some water. It's gonna need some nurturing. It's gonna be needing a growth. It's gonna need it to be done some work, real work. Okay, you put that seed into that ground. It needs to have a proper nurturement, and is you puts that. And when the union exists, as the both people are there, they are both caring. All right, and that's how the life is created. When you have a child, you have both created that seed that becomes a flower, right? So it's your garden in the paradise that you're building there. If you're understanding of this process a little bit, there I'm talking about that the real life as a spiritual connections begin after the union. But in order this to sustain after the union in there, you need to understanding that principle of freedom, love, interdependence, even interdependence that you're going to be creating with the divine energies within the connection. It is so much to understand within this. So if you were able to put that there, it's like the sunflower. You're going to be creating a lot of seeds. And from those seeds, you can create another. Because from those seeds of the sunflower, it comes the oil that you're cooking. Okay. And this is how you create this new life. It's going to be asking for certain things. Don't mistake of redirections as a sacrifices, because sacrifices hurts. Understanding why you're making the choices. Okay. There is never a no. It is about is not the right time. And taking a look at those rejections that you're getting in the beginning of the journey, in there, they explain you why. Why can I have certain things now? Because you haven't overcome it to now. You need to understand the power of the words no. Yes, sometimes you have to say no as well. The ability of accepting no is a whole another story. But what are you going to do afterwards is important. Okay. I have some people that comes in and they're in the union and they're like, well, he comes in, comes back, comes in, and comes back. We're in the union, but we're not actually in union. What is this purpose to you? You're not ready for this interdependence to be operational. When that interdependence begins to be operational there, and you practice that, you are going to be having yourself a very beautiful life. Beautiful. It's not what you imagine. It's not what you are progressing or programming. And so, no, you flow with life.
Yeah, you should not expect those things that you can imagine because looking back, all of those main milestones within our journey, whether it's, individual or together, those most important times, those are situations that we couldn't imagine. We try to make some kind of a plan and make things our way, but in the end, it was never something we imagined that was the proper for us. So again, just staying open and just being okay with when the universe says no, it's not the right time, it's not the right direction. Just accept this no and see what's gonna happen once you finally accept it. It may be painful, it may be scary, it may be not the way you want it. But if you remove this resistance, you will feel it. Like you will feel either some blissful feeling, you will feel like, oh my God, those energies finally starting flowing. Just because I'm not resisting the reality. Just because the universe can start delivering the way it's supposed to. But people are always trying to hold on to something because they want to protect themselves either from pain or just missed opportunities, broken dreams, all of that is very painful, but it's necessary something to let go because you have something more that is being delivered for you, but you need to make a space in your basket. Your current basket is too small, so you have to empty it out and just be ready to receive. But sometimes it's within this no. You have to accept the no as a temporary answer, as Dio said. It doesn't mean that you're not going to receive anything you really need, because that's another thing. Sometimes you feel you need someone, need certain person, but then you go deeper in the connection and you realize that this is a trauma bond because you go deep into psychology and realize why you were really attracted to the person in the first place, and suddenly this attraction dissolves because we realize this is not for you. You're meant for someone, something greater. So this is a very good exercise to try to maybe identify. Maybe you're still having some resistance into within the reality. You're trying to protect yourself from how things are really, and try to be open for unexpected things and unexpected turns.
Freedom. You see, when you have resistance, you don't have freedom. You resist the flow of natural path of events, you have no freedom. I don't know how to emphasize it too much on this over the years. To be free to express, to say, to do, to get there, and not to operate from the past experience wounds. That's how you're gonna know that you're healed. Otherwise, you are going to this trauma bond. You know that the trauma bond in the psychology is explained that to people who have the same pains, and because they have the same pains, they fall in love because of the pain. But if you look at it on a personal level, your trauma bond with the pain, your trauma bond on what happened to you, and you keep it, you're stuck in there. And now you're resisting because you love to stay into that pain, because you have a vision how this pain has to be healed and an outside source, a savior who comes in as savior without understanding the savior is you. It's always good when somebody comes in and helps you when it's needed, but that happens natural event, not because you want it, not because you're demanded, not because you're chasing your twin flame so they can help you, which is in a lot of the cases there's in the twin flames, that's what has happened. People chasing somebody because of their own personal needs that they cannot do certain things on their own. I ask people, why you want to have your twin flame? Why are you chasing them? Oh, it's the typical material world. I can be together. We can have a life. We can have a family. She can take care of me. I can take care of her. Without understanding this process of freedom, of interdependence, you can get them, but if you're unhealed inside of you, you can wound that person. If that person comes to you and they're wounding you or having a kids, those wounds is going to be passing into the next generations. What is that going to do to this? Nothing. And this is why some of the unions, so they're coming and go, coming and go. You heal, you're not. But the problem right there is that resistance of flow. You put that resistance in there, and now this resistance creates the pain. Let it go. Let it go of the resistance. Let it go of what you taught. Let it go of everything. Just let it be what it's meant to be. But that is going to be required the freedom within you. Most of people they don't want to be let it be what it's meant to be because you have to lose what your programming, the way you want it, the control, the way you want it, or the connection. The worst thing that the people does is it's enforcing their view about how the connection should be instead of allowing the connection to be what its purpose is naturally, not forced, not pushed, not your agenda, and then you'll find the beauty. Then you find the beauty, how beautiful it is. Now it can be given, get ready to create family. Now can be ready to have a kids. Because guess what? You are in the proper environment. You created that environment that begin first with you. Because you don't carry the drama and the traumas anymore. So therefore you cannot pass it into the next generations. You break in the templates because the old templates, they're operating from the drama and the trauma. And when you get that, you understand why this twin flame journey comes to you. But it takes a practice. It takes a courage. It could take to stand for what it is, because it is what it is. And that's scary. You see, when you see the things at it is what it is, it's scary because it's demolishing your illusions. You don't like that it is what it is. You don't like that your twin flame doesn't want to talk to you. You don't like that your twin flame is with another partner, but you don't like your twin flame wherever your situation is because you don't accept it is what it is. But when you accept it is what it is, there is a whole another life after that to free yourself up. You're not in this square limitations in there and so on. You not put yourself in a jail. The worst thing that a lot of the people they do is they want to bring their twin flame to their own jail. It's like, come to me. I can control it. I can manipulate it. I can work with you. And I know you're my twin flame, but that's okay because I cannot overcome. I don't want to get out of this jail. It is my tank. Show them the freedom, but show yourself the freedom first. And when you practice this, you're going to be able to go out in the free world.
Mhm.
But at the same time, you give a freedom to them. If you have a resistance, you don't give the freedom, the love to exist. That's why that inner peace, when you meet your twin flame, is going to come and they put you their inner peace. You see, you bring them close to home. That interdependence that we talked about, you bring them home because you create the environment. And if they resonate, they'll come and join you. They have the choice. Maybe it's going to take them a little time. Maybe it's going to take some time to communicate. But every time you meet this person, Send the love out there. Show that I am the peace. I am the love. And let it be. If it's there, the right person, the path, the natural events, they are gonna come in, and naturally it's gonna be developed. Not pushed, not forced. The worst thing I see in it is the people that they trying to force their twin flame to divorce their partner, because it's like, oh, you love me, but you're staying with her, or you love me, or you're staying with him. That's codependence. It's not interdependence. When they're realizing why they love you, and that love that they have for their partner is exhausted, it doesn't have any more purpose, they'll come and join you naturally. Don't chase or try. And this is one of this practicing, particularly all this hydras. Uh, okay, we have to go. Eva, I understand that I'm finding my love. I am this love that deep can expand. Exactly. The love has to be expanding. If you don't expanding the love, you haven't really the purpose there. I'm all of this. Great job, Eva. I have learned not to circumstances matters, but how I'm taking it. Exactly. How you taking it. Oh, it's snowing out there. I don't like it. Well, but it is what it is. I have to take it. It's natural path of event. Might as well enjoy it, right? So it's all about how you're taking it, the situations. Dries has a question. Hey, Dio, I have a questions. I've been wondering since divine is in control of the whole journey, is possible for divine to stop all relationship I want to build with people other than the twin? You have to look, Dries, in there. See, the answer is in your question. Do you want to stop all the progress that the divine is sending towards you with other people? Are you stopping yourself? Are you preventing yourself being in a relationship? And okay, you see, the divine operates from your level of success as you are and what you need to learn. That's what it is. To send you on this proper way of the journey to guide you. It's not control, it's guidance. But if you're taking it right there, the control of the whole journey, and there is a guidance of the journey, because the divine creates you as they are in their image. And the divine said, you are created as a creator within the creator's image. That's mean you have to create things, including your own self. But with this being said, is it possible for the divine to stop all relationships? Everything is possible. If the divineness is stopping all relationships, they know something is not okay. Maybe you have to look within you. Maybe you have something that you haven't resolved within yourself. Maybe you still have something, some patterns, something in there that every time you go in a relationship, you may harming people. And now the divine is protecting you from this because you may be still codependent. Maybe you're still working on the survival. Then when you get a partner, they're going to be suffocated in there. You know, you cannot always looking at the reasoning for the divine or the reasoning for the other people. Take a look also the reasoning within you. Okay, I'm not criticizing you. I'm just giving you an outlook of the way I see it in there. Okay, because if you're asking that questions, the answer is in there, but you need to find the answer. Why would the divine prevent you to have a relationship other than the twin? You see, a lot of the people when they're getting into the twin flame energies, they become demisexual. They feel that they can only have intimacy with that partner. What's going to happen with that partner doesn't have nothing to do with intimacy. That partner doesn't even want to talk to you. That partner doesn't even do anything to you, right? The divine is going to send you another path when you're ready. Okay. But you have to look the reasons not only an outside. Take a look also the reasons from the inside. Take that wisdom and applying it to yourself. Okay. Because if you want to build the relationships with other than the twin flame, what is it stopping you? There's always happening in my mind, like, oh, I'm going to enter in a relationship, but when my twin flame comes back and I cannot have this relationship, you may be subconsciously sabotaging yourself within that if you want to have relationships. So you need some more things. If you need some help, you can send me some email because it's more personal stuff. But we can talk. We can see. We can see if we can be able to help you out in there because there is so much we can be talked about with this. But in order this to do it in there, if it is possible, everything is possible. But and the way I see it in there, before you do look as me and Paulina, that's what we actually practicing. Before we're looking at what's going on outside, we're looking at what's going on within the inside. That we are attracted to what happened on outside. Okay, we look at ourselves first. We're not looking at the outside. Outside is the reflection of what happened within. So if you have problem with being in the relationships outside of the twin flame connections, first things to look is you. Okay. Eva, thank you very much for saying this. You bring them home. That's what we are doing. I feel it deep within the soul. I let the energy is doing itself. Exactly. Let the energy is doing itself. The freedom, the love, let it do it. It's magic. That's what this purpose is. There is true, thanks to your divine being communicating with me through music. And I receive messages that are related to that. That I should be only be with the twin. Take a look at it, what that twin does with you in there. Some people, they're programming themselves. They can be only with their twin flame and they're withholding the journey without realizing that they're programming only with the twin comes in. Because you're going to find out in the path that sometimes the twin has been set there to create this, to overcome this. It sets the connections there to overcome because you're codependent on that kind of connection. So you have to learn to trust and let it go within the divine. See, if you continue putting that twin flame as a primary, as a pedestal within you, you're not allowing the divine to come in and work there. It's very interesting to see because we're talking about years and years with this. But even to me and Paulina, we recognize it that these people we call the twins in there, first of all, they were not ready. Second of all, the universe says like, nah, it's not gonna happen. We set you on our connections. When you're ready, you're on track there. Then you understand. Okay. Because the connections as the twin flame is coming in to teach you to learn. Nobody said that in this lifetime we have to be with them. Nobody said. Yes, it's possible, but nobody says it's guaranteed. You see, I don't like that word guarantee. There's nothing is guaranteed. There's only an opportunity. And that's why now some of the twin flames, when they guarantee things in there, that's where we're in a mess. Okay. But take a look at it, why that is inside of you. Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, I see that.
No, I think we exhausted the topic. I don't have anything else to that. That was good answer. Um, I think we can wrap up. I think we were talking. Unless there are some final questions, we will be happy to answer or bring them to the next video or live. But I just want to thank you, everyone, and just as a reminder to staying open because that's how those things will start manifest on their own, within their own agenda. If you want to use this where there is a path, there is a way, that it's this general path that your soul has been taken. So if you create resistance there, you will not be able to experience that. And that's a lot of blessings to be experienced. So that's why it's so important just to work with yourself, to teach yourself, learn this freedom, giving yourself this freedom and allowing yourself to be open for unexpected things. Mm.
What was that? The mind is like umbrella. It doesn't work if it is not open. But it's the same thing with the soul. Okay? It's the same thing with the spirit. Would you open up your soul? Would you open up your spirit to allow this and see outside of the box, outside of the limits, outside of everything? And then you're going to be able to understand even more and more and more. And then the purpose of that union is going to come and give it its fruits. Because when you reach a state, the proper state of the union, that's given the peace of me. And that's what we want to give it to universe. Have that peace. That's most important thing. Have the peace of love. Philip, guys, if you have any comments, any questions for us, you guys can always connecting to us. You can see there is a can contact us through our website, or simply you can put a comments in the video below. All right, guys. Thank you so much.
Good luck
From us to you. Be love, guys.